Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If you're stopping by the channel for the first time, please consider subscribing to my channel. And while you're at it, smash that like button for me. I really would appreciate it. Also, hit that post notification bell so that you're notified every time I upload a new video. Be careful down in the comment section of the videos. A lot of spam, a lot of scammers. I will never ask you to contact me by WhatsApp or Telegram. I also do not invest money for my subscribers, so please be careful. Don't get yourself scammed. If you want up to 12 free stocks, Webull is going to give you up to 12 free stocks when you open a new Webull brokerage account. Put any amount of money in that brokerage account, they're going to give you up to 12 free stocks for just trying out their brokerage app. There's a link down in the description box of this video. Go click on that Webull link. Open up your new Webull account today. Go get that free stock. Go get that free money. I'm going to also send you a Webull tutorial video to walk you through how to use the Webull app to make your first trade. All you got to do is send me a DM on Instagram at RichardFain28. Let me know you've opened that Webull account. Let me know you've funded that Webull account. And I'm going to send you that free tutorial video. Why black people are keeping black people broke. That's what we're going to be talking about today, guys, in this video. First off, I'm a black man. And I've been a black man for 55 years. Born in the South, grew up in the South, and I understand the problems that have been created for black folks. But what I've been seeing lately is a lot of self-inflicted wounds. And I'm really saddened by it. So I'm watching the Colorado Buffaloes football team. They played Oregon State last night. Coach Prime and his staff, his team, were doing the very best they could to win that game, man. But they came up on the short end. They lost the game. And that, I believe, was their fifth loss in their last 6 games, right? So they jumped out at the beginning of the season 3-0. And since the beginning of the season, they went 1-5. So, of course, I'm looking at the headlines this morning, Sunday morning, and I saw a black female on Instagram. I'm not sure if this person is a journalist or if this person is just a normal, regular citizen out here giving her opinion. But her headline was, "Some people think Deion Sanders is not a D1 Power 5 head coach." And I'm saying to myself, why in the world are we attacking one another? We got enough folks in this world, in this country, that attack us. Why in the world we would attack each other? Why would we attack Deion Sanders when his wins in 2023 exceed the wins the Colorado Buffaloes had in 2022? They won 1 game in 2022. They've won 4 games in 2023. But yet and still, he is not a Division I Power 5 head coach. And this is coming from someone that looks like him and looks like me. For me, that's a problem. But this conversation is not about Deion. I just wanted to throw that out. That's what got my juices flowing when I read that article this morning on Facebook. And I'm thinking to myself, you know something? That's not the first black person that has said that. I've been seeing this building up over the last 3 or 4 weeks where more and more black folks, instead of coming to his defense and saying, hey, this guy is doing better than they did last year. What are you talking about? It's his first year. They've won 4 games. They won 1 game. They're coming in saying, you know, we knew it. We knew it. All of the flash, all of the dash, the jewelry, all of that is just focused on the wrong thing. I saw one guy who is a well-known black sports commentator guy. That's his pedigree. He has went as far as saying it's a satanic situation that Coach Prime has brought to Boulder, Colorado, and those kids. I'm talking about satanic, the devil. What is going on with us as black folks, man? Please help me, guys. Help me understand what is going on with us. We got enough problems being thrown on us by people that don't look like us, but yet and still, we are the ones that are really just poking us with the knife. So this morning, I'm looking at Instagram, like I normally do. I get up in the morning, I look at my Instagram feed, because I got a lot going on Instagram, right? The Instagram is really where the YouTube channel subscribers, they come over to Instagram, follow me on Instagram, and that's where they can kind of conversate with me through DMs, right? So I pop open my DMs this morning, and the first one I see is from a black person, black female. This lady sends me a DM and tells me this in her DM. Hey, I've been watching your YouTube videos, and I think you need to fix your personal appearance because you are giving financial advice, trying to tell people how to build wealth, and your financial appearance does not meet my standard. That's what she told me in a nutshell, in the DM. I'm saying to myself, what in the world is happening to us as black people? Here I am as a black man trying to get out here and share my wealth building experiences to try to help better not only black people, but all people's financial situation. And instead of her listening to what I said in the videos and seeing if there was something in there she could pick up on, a nugget or two, to help her improve her financial situation, she thought the first thing I needed to do before I could give that financial advice, and not even really financial advice, guys, right? Just my experiences, my opinion. Before I can give my financial experiences or my opinion, I should appearance. Because I'm talking about wealth. And so a wealthy person should look a certain way, I guess. I'm assuming that's what she meant. And I'm thinking to myself, what in the world is going on with us as black people? Why are we focused on all the wrong things? And I know, guys, some of y'all gonna say, Richard, that ain't all black people, and I agree with you. It's not. But I'm telling you guys, it seems as though it's increasing the ignorance of some of us. I mean, it's you know, the thing with Coach Prime already got my juices going because I go way back with Coach Prime. I mean, we go back 45 years, grew up together. So for somebody to be attacking him because he is trying to usher in change, and he is trying to change a culture. You know, people of color, for some reason, believe, or at least some people, they believe because he is not the prototypical Power 5 football coach that his way of doing things is wrong. So him coming to the press conference with a pair of sunglasses on and a hat and a gold chain or two, for some reason, black folks are thinking that isn't the way you should look if you are a Power 5 head coach. Not just black people now. There are other people out there saying that too. but I expect that from other people. That's my point. See, I expect that coming from people that don't look like us, right? I expect that. But I don't expect it from people that look like us, that look like him. I expect people to be supportive. It was one, I mean, you're talking about a guy who has a gold jacket. You're talking about a guy who has been coaching kids and young men for decades in the shadows. And then he comes out of the shadows, he goes to Jackson State and does wonders there in his first 2 to 3 years. He leaves and he goes to Boulder, Colorado, gets off to a great start, 3-0. And then you hit the bump in the road, which a lot of us knew the bump was coming. So it's no surprise to me that they're starting to lose because, listen, man, it's hard to go in and revamp a whole program and go 12-0 and win a national championship like some people think he should be doing this year, which is absolutely insane. Why would we set the standard that high for a black man? But for other races, we don't set it that high. For other coaches that come in that are not black, no one sets the standard that high for them. Why in the world is that standard set so high for Coach Deion Sanders, Coach Prime? Why? Why are black folks setting that standard so high? We know people that look like us, not all of them, but a good majority of them, don't want him to win. We know that. But that's just a microcosm of the greater society we live in, right? But as black folks, we have to make sure we got each other's back. You guys are not talking about some guy who just fell off a turnip truck and just showed up and is the head coach. You're talking about Deion Sanders here, the epitome of excellence. We're talking about a guy who has been a winner all of his life, both on the field and off the field. Not any problems that you can think of from a character standpoint while he was playing at Florida State and while he was playing for 15 years in the NFL. Give me one run-in with the police at Florida State, one run-in with the police in his professional football career, one run-in with the police after his professional football career was over, other than out here helping kids and helping folks. But yet and still, now all of a sudden, because he's not meeting someone's expectation of what they think he should do in his year one as a head coach, now he's not qualified. Now he's not qualified to be a Power 5 coach. Since I don't meet someone's standard of a wealthy person from a personal appearance standpoint, I shouldn't be giving advice about wealth. I should be giving my experience and my knowledge on the topic of building wealth. Right? And guess what? That's all coming from people that look like us. Again, I expect that from people that don't look like us. I do not expect that from people that look like us. And it's a shame. It's a shame. And we got to do something about this. Guys, we got to stop, man. In this country, do you guys understand where we are from a financial standpoint in this country as Black Americans? We're at the bottom. In every financial wealth statistic, we are at the bottom. We control 4% of the wealth in this country. 96% of the wealth in this country belongs to somebody else other than Black Americans. But y'all yet and still around here trying to tear each other down like crabs in a bucket. This man trying to, he trying to climb out of the bucket. Y'all study trying to pull him back in the bucket. Why? Because you ain't got enough guts to get out there and make it happen for yourself. But yet and still, you'd rather sit back and tear down a black man when you're a black man or when you're a black woman. Why in the world will we keep tearing each other down like this? You guys do understand. We own literally none of the wealth in this country. But yet and still, when you have someone of color trying to help you get there, you do nothing but insist on tearing them down and trying to find character flaws and why they can't do it. And, oh, I knew it. Saw another brother, another sports commentator guy. He gets on Instagram and basically starts going after Coach Prime again about the robbery situation when they played at the Rose Bowl against UCLA. Just because Coach Prime gets on the post game conference he has every week, he gets on that conference, that press conference, and he says, "Hey, NCAA needs to step up, make these young men on my team, and then the young men on the UCLA team who had their locker room broken into, they need to make them whole." Because guess what? If it was the other way around where those young men had done something wrong, the NCAA would be stepping in, holding them accountable. Now they need to step in and make it right for these young kids. This person, this brother, this sports commentator guy, I don't know where he's from, but he was on Instagram basically saying, "Hey, I want you to have the same energy you had when you were talking about Jackson State, when you got your stuff, your office broken into. I want you to have that same fire. I want you to have that same energy when you're talking about Boulder, Colorado, and what happened in Pasadena, California at the Rose Bowl." And I'm saying to myself, what is wrong with this dude? What is wrong with people? Any little thing to tear a black man down, anything to tear a black woman down, we're doing. But yet and still, we're dead last when it comes to the financial wealth in this country. Dead last. I mean, every other race is in front of us. Every one of them. We control 4% of the wealth in this country, which is a nothing burger. But yet and still, all we want to do is sit around here and drag each other back in the dang on crab bucket. One of us try to climb out, no, 5 of us grabbing us back down in the crab bucket. All we want to do is get on Instagram and get on Facebook and get on any little attention we can get. We want to throw arrows at people that are actually out here trying to make a difference in people's lives. Just because you don't agree with how they look physically, or you don't agree with their style of coaching or their style of swagger, they ain't the prototypical power. What is the prototypical Power 5 head football coach? Somebody tell me that. I don't know what the prototypical Power 5, but obviously they don't believe Coach Prime has what it takes. I don't believe that. I believe he does. And I believe we'll give him time. It will make it happen. Again, no other Power 5 first-year coach has been under the scrutiny that Coach Prime has been under. And a lot of people say, well, he brought it on himself. He got all the thugs and rappers and all of these other people, blah, 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 blah. Guess what, guys? FYI, just to give y'all a little bit of what's going on in our society, them young men that he's coaching, guess what? They already hipped all that. That's who they listen to. That's who they get their advice from. These little hip hop guys and these other little people y'all see him bringing in, guess what? He can shut them out, but his players are still going to listen to him. His players are going to still know who they are. Why do you think he's letting them in? Not because he needs to let them in. Deion's letting them in because that's what his players listen to. Those who his players relate to. As a head football coach, you got to figure out how to relate to your players. Some coaches relate different if they got a different mix of players. Coach Prime knows his players. He knows how to relate to these kids. So therefore, he brings in, right? If he don't bring them in, guess what? They're going to go out and get it anyways. You think if Lil Wayne don't come to Boulder, that's going to stop most of his black African-American players from listening to Lil Wayne? No, it's not. And whoever else. One thing I can tell you about Coach Prime, and I've known him for a long time, he's not going to do anything to jeopardize them kids. That's his number one priority, guys. And for us to be out here, I knew it would fail. He hadn't failed. They won 1 game last year. So far this year, they've won 4, with I believe 3 more to go. So they could technically end up 7-5 and have a winning season. Then what y'all gonna say? Oh, he should have been 12-0. That's probably what most of us gonna say. Guys, we gotta stop this, man. At the end of the day, we gotta stop this. We got to stop it. We got to stop it. We got to stop destroying our own people, especially people out here that are trying to do the right thing and help people. That's the part that just ticks me off. I mean, it just ticks me off. And we right here dead last in every financial category. The only financial category we ain't dead last in is what? Spending. Oh, we at the top of that one though. We will spend every doggone nickel we got making somebody else wealthy. Yes, we will. We will spend it. Boy, if let me tell you something. During the pandemic, they started giving out them PPP loans. They started giving out them stimulus checks. I'm telling you, Gucci, Louis Vuitton, Saks Fifth Avenue, all of these higher end places, when you would go to the mall and they got lines wrapped around the corner, guess who 80% of them people in that line was? Black folks. Yeah, African Americans. Taking that little money we got from PPP or taking the little money we got from stimulus, burning a hole in our pocket. Instead of us saving it and multiplying it through investing, no, we got to go out and buy a Louis Vuitton bag. We got to go out and buy whatever they sell in Saks Fifth Avenue. It's high, expensive, all designer stuff. That's what we do. But yet and still, when it comes to the real wealth in this country, we have none of it. We got no wealth. None. See, that's what we should be focused on, is how do we build wealth? Instead of focusing on stuff that don't even really matter. We should be trying to encourage one another, especially when you got people out here trying to do the right thing. But no, tickled me, man. I looked at this DM and I just deleted it. I said, you know something, I'm not gonna even respond to that. Oh, you need to fix your personal appearance if you're gonna be talking about wealth. I'm like, what in the world? I mean, do you know the type of person you gotta be to go in someone's DMs and tell them something like that when they're out here trying to help folks? But again, I'm not disturbed by that, honestly, when it comes to me personally, because I know how we are, some of us, right? Like I told you, I've been black for 55 years. I grew up, born and raised in the South, but been all over this country, dealt with all types of folks. And like I said, from non-black people, I expect that. I'm prepared for that. Because see, that's how my parents raised me. That's how my family raised me. You're a black man. There are gonna be people out there, they're gonna try to mistreat you. They're gonna try to create problems for you. But you gotta be smarter than that. You gotta keep persevering. You gotta keep doing what you need to do to get where you need to get. And all of my life, that's what I've done, no matter what the adversity. But when black folks come at you, it's different. See, non-black people can come at me, and I know how to diffuse it, and I know how to work through it, and I know how to succeed anyways, because I was taught that way. When you're a black male and a black female, at least in my era, I'm 55, so I'm a lot older than a lot of y'all that watch these videos, but I'm 55 years old. So in my era, in the 70s, in the early 80s, when I was coming up as a kid, they taught us how to protect ourselves when people of not our color would come at us, and how to restrain ourselves, not bow down, not look away from, but learn how to deal with a situation intelligently and move forward. Now, I don't even have people of non-color come at me like that, guys. Most of the people that come at me the wrong way are black folks. I'm just gonna keep it at 100 with you. Most of the people come at me sideways are black people. And I'm thinking to myself, how in the world can you be out here trying to help people get the freedom, but you got people attacking you that look like you when they ain't got no freedom? They in bondage still. We got no financial wealth in this country. Why in the world would you be coming at me when I'm trying to get our people some financial wealth? See, that's the thing. If you ain't strong-minded, if you don't know who you are, that's the thing that messes with you, right? Because you're saying to myself, this person looks like me. I'm here trying to help people that look like me. Right? How in the world can I be trying to drop game and tell you how this thing works in this country to build wealth, and all you worried about is the way I look? That's the first thing you worried about. You ain't got the right clothes on. Oh, you don't got the right haircut. Oh, your teeth crooked. Oh, you're this, you're that. Who cares about all of that? Obviously, I don't. Despite all of that, I'm free. I built wealth anyways. I mean, come on, guys. I mean, really, this is what it's coming to for black folks. All we concerned about is how we look. All we concerned about is what next Louis Vuitton bag I can get. All we concerned about is the next time I'm going to the hair salon, the next time I can get my toes and nails done. All we concerned about is the next kind of car I can get. Can I get a Rolex watch? Can I get I got Louis Vuitton belt on, I got the shirt on, I got the pants on, I got the shoes, the socks, the drawers. Look what I got on. Look at it. Is that all we good for on Instagram? Is that all we good for on Facebook? TikTok? I mean, and you wonder why we at the bottom of the financial totem pole in this country. I can tell you why. Because see, we focused on all the wrong stuff. While all these other races out here focused on building wealth and passing down generational wealth, we focused on stupid stuff, goofy stuff. We ain't focused on wealth. None of us. Listen, but you know something who's really, really happy? Them people that do control the other 96% of wealth in this country, they laughing. They're like, we ain't got to do nothing to them. They're going to destroy themselves. Look at them. They kill each other in their own neighborhoods. Black on black crime. They're going to kill themselves. You ain't worried about them. On the political scene, they don't even let us know what near the political scene. Why? Because we can't galvanize and come together and support nobody black. Not long term, we can't. I mean, we stepped out in 2016 and 2012. We stepped out in 2012 and came out to vote and put in the White House President Barack Obama. We did that. I thought that was the turning point for our race. But guess what we did though? As soon as we put him in, as soon as he was transitioning, his 8 years was up, guess what we did? We went back to sleep. We went back to doing whatever we was doing and just gave up on the political process. And we wonder why, for black Americans in this country, things are so hard, because we allow them to be hard, guys. We allow people to do what they do to us. For the most part, we allow it. We allow it. There's 35, 38 million black folks in this country, black Americans. But yet and still, we control 4% of the wealth. And again, guys, that's dead last. Go out and do your own homework. Y'all don't believe me? Go out and look at the numbers. Look at the wealth gap in this country. And look where black people, look at the wealth spectrum. And look where black people at. Black Americans. Right? Look what black Americans are. I can't lump all black people of color because some of them folks ain't Americans. They come from different countries and they may already have wealth from whatever country they came from. But if you look at black Americans, we dead last, man. The only category we at the top end is spending. We spend $1.8 trillion. That's how much money we spending, guys, to make other people wealthy. We keep none of what we make. None of it. Do you understand? 70% of the athletes in the NFL are black. And guess what? 3 to 5 years after they're done playing, about 70% of them are dead broke. Broke. No other group of people in the NFL go broke, or any other professional sport, go broke at the rate black Americans do. Do you know out of the top 500 Fortune 500 companies in America, there are only about 5 black CEOs? That's it. That's it. Gary, listen, guys. In any category that means anything in this country, we at the bottom of the totem pole, except the categories that include spending. Those categories, we typically at the top. But if any other category that has to do with home ownership, net worth, savings, investing, business owners, you name it, we're at the bottom of the totem pole. We are at the bottom. I'm not talking about close to the bottom, guys. I'm talking about at the bottom. I'm talking about every other race is ahead of us. But yet and still, all we do on these social media platforms is try to figure out a way to downgrade each other, right? Instead of us uplifting and pulling each other up, all we want to do is figure out a way to downgrade each other. And I know a lot of y'all are saying, Richard, that ain't all black people, and I agree with you. It's not. It's not all black people. But a good majority of us are, guys. A good majority of us are that way. And unless we change it, things are going to get worse for us in this country. It's not going to get better. It's going to get worse for us in this country. Because, see, these other races are figuring out, shoot, we ain't got to really do nothing. These folks are going to destroy themselves. We ain't got to do nothing. They're going to destroy themselves. They won't band together. What other race? Please help me with this. What other race in this country that don't band together in their own community and help each other? I don't know any other race that don't do that, except us. I know. I don't know. I don't know any other race that will not band together. And if 10 of them got to stay in the same house until they can level up, they do it. And they don't grumble about it. They will eat whatever they need to eat. They will walk. They will drive the same car. The whole thing. They will start a little business and then keep multiplying that business till everybody in the family got a part of it. We the only people don't do that. We the only people don't do that, guys. No, we don't. For some reason, we think we're in competition with each other. I don't know why. I don't know why. I mean, why would you go on national media as a media personality and say that Coach Prime is fostering a satanic culture in Boulder, Colorado, because he allows these rappers to come in and these other entertainers. He wears gold chains. So you're saying he is sending the wrong message to these kids. I'm like, why would someone say that? No, I get it, guys. We have our own opinions and we have free speech in this country, and I get that. But when you're, as a black man, talking about another black man, or a black woman talking about another black woman, especially when these people are trying to do something good. It'd be one thing if you were talking about somebody that was literally stealing from people, literally killing people, literally robbing people, and you got nothing but bad things to say. I get that. But when you take someone who is literally trying to change these young men's lives and meet them where they need to be met, because guess what? These young kids are different. They were raised different. They need different things out of this life. And either you meet them where they're at or they'll find somebody else to meet them there. And that's what Coach Prime is trying to do, is meet these kids where they want to be met and try to change their life and make them into productive citizens of this great country. And all we want to do is talk about gold chains and the shades. Who cares? Who cares? Oh, it's just disrespectful if you come into a press conference with shades on and a chain and a hat. That's just disrespectful. Disrespectful to who? Who is that disrespectful to? It's disrespectful when a black man or a black woman says exactly what's on their mind. Then it's disrespectful. But when some other race says what's on their mind, right? They're gritty. They're intense. They care, right? But when a black man doing it, oh, he's aggressive. Oh, he's angry. Oh, he's upset. See what I'm saying? All I'm telling you guys is we do not have to do this to one another. We already got enough people out here going to try to do it to us. Let's not do it to ourselves. Let's not destroy ourselves. Let's try to uplift one another when we can. We should be doing that, guys. Again, when it comes to the financial strength of Black Americans, we're dead last. We got no financial strength. We have none. And I already told you in the political process, even though we could carry a big stick in the political arena, we don't. We don't, because why? We don't look like me, I don't care. Now, when President Obama was running, like I said earlier, shoot, we came out in droves. Soon as he got out of there, we just went back to sleep. We just said, we checked out, and ain't been back in since. But yet and still, when stuff happens in this country that work against us, like in the state of Florida, you got this governor here in the state of Florida, this cat, he's trying to do everything he can to just wipe out slavery. No mention of it anywhere. And this joker finna run for president. And God dog it if we don't put him in the White House. But yet and still, we have the ability to go against all of that. All we gotta do is get out and vote. And try to find a candidate that is against that. Why in the world would someone want to erase that part of history when it's a critical part of history? But see, the reason they can try to do that is because they know we don't care. See, that's why I'm trying to tell y'all. Y'all better wake up, man. These people do what they do to us because we don't care. We care about something totally different. We care about nothing but this superficial crap. How many cars I got? How many pair of shoes I got? How much money I got? Well, really, it's what do people think about me? You know, do they think I'm rich? Do they think I'm wealthy? When you look at people out there that are doing real harm financially on this social media platform to Black folks, a lot of them are Black folks. I'm just keeping it 100 with you. On this social media platform, most of the people who are taking advantage of Black people are Black people. Now, we can sit here and say it's other races. Oh, it's that race. No, it ain't. It's Black people. Other races basically have already just said, hey, don't pay no attention to them. They're going to destroy themselves. Don't even worry about them. They don't. They don't even really worry about us. When any time you see a focus group, like the larger America focus groups, they don't include Black people because they don't care. They don't care because they know we ain't even tapped into wealth. We ain't even trying to learn how to build wealth. All we want to do is make money and spend it, making somebody else wealthy. And they're more than willing to give us that. They're more than willing to give us that. They are. Because we are going to destroy ourselves if we're not careful in this country. Our ancestors paid a heavy price for us, guys. Our ancestors in America were brought here against their will. They built this country on their back for nothing. Just so that we, you and I, could have a better life. And this is how we repay them, by tearing each other down. It's a shame. It's a travesty. It's embarrassing. It really is. We got to wake up, guys, and change this narrative. And I know you can't control your neighbor. I know you can't control anyone but you. But it starts with you. That's one thing about me. I'm not going to get on any platform and talk about or downgrade any person, especially not no Black people. That ain't going to happen. Now, I may disagree to disagree. I'm okay with that. But I'm not going to get on any platform and downgrade people, especially not black people. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna be a part of the problem. I'm gonna be a part of the solution. And that's what I'm asking you guys to consider. Be a part of the solution for black people. Don't be a part of the problem. See, I'm no big YouTube guy. I don't have millions and millions and millions of YouTube subscribers, and I'm okay with that. But the ones I do have, I understand who makes up my base, and that's black folks, people of color, Hispanics, but mainly black folks. And I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. That's why when I come to you guys, I come to you guys just the way I am. I don't need to make no appearance changes. I'm gonna come at you with my truth, my experience of building wealth. Now, whether you wanna listen to it or not, that's on you, but that's how I'm coming. Because I'm in this thing to try to help us get higher than 4% of the wealth in this country. There's no reason we should be at the bottom like that, guys. Shouldn't be. But we gotta change things financially. And that's what we have not been able to do yet. We have not been able to change. Not financially for the better. We're changing financially for the worse. Honestly, we are. That wealth gap is getting wider and wider every year. It is. And I keep telling y'all, there's no one gonna give us anything. Right? No one's gonna give us anything. Oh, we're gonna keep fighting for reparations. They owe us. Let me tell y'all something, guys. Let me tell y'all something. These folks ain't giving y'all no reparations. The United States of America is not gonna give black folks, black Americans, anything. Not to the tune of whatever these numbers I've been hearing people talk about from reparations. That ain't happening. They'd rather blow the planet up and everybody on it before they give y'all reparations. I'm just being honest with you. Now, you can disagree with that, and I'm okay with that. But I hate for you to keep waiting around and keep supporting something that you think at some point in your lifetime, you finna get this windfall of money from the United States government. You ain't gonna get it. They will blow the whole planet up before they give black Americans any reparations. They're just not gonna do it. You gotta know that, right? Number one, we ain't fiscally responsible with money. So even if they did give us to it, we gonna give it back to them. Yeah, even if they gave us reparations, we turn around and give it right back to them. We don't know anything about building wealth. That's obvious from the statistics. The statistics tell us we control 4% of the wealth in this country. There's 96% of wealth controlled by other people that ain't black, like you and me. So even if we did get reparations, we'd give it right back to them. We're not gonna build wealth. We're not gonna pass it down. We're gonna spend it. Because that's right now what we do. We make money, but we spend it. Guys, if that was not the truth, we wouldn't be at the bottom of the financial totem pole. So don't look at me saying, oh, this guy don't know what he's talking about. He's crazy. No, we're at the bottom. And we're at the bottom because we don't know how to multiply money and grow it to wealth. We don't. But you know something? I don't think we want to know. A lot of us don't want to know. Only thing a lot of us want to do is live for now. That's it. And blame other people. Oh, it's that person. It's the government. It's this. It's history. It's this. It's that. No. It's us. Ain't nobody gonna save black people but black people. And when you understand that, we'll start doing better. And the only way we can save each other is through wealth. The only way we can change anything in this country is through wealth. Without wealth in the United States, you can't change nothing. You can talk. You can have all the 100 black men marches you want, million black men marches, whatever they call it. You can have all of them you want. Ain't gonna change nothing. Unless you build some wealth in this country, and from a financial standpoint, you can fight, And until we can come together as a people and become more entrenched in this political process where we're electing these people, making crazy rules against black people, that's what they're doing. Y'all sit around, I ain't voting, I ain't doing nothing. Okay. And then you wonder why all of a sudden, poof, some law pop up in your little state, or some law pop up in your county, or some federal law pop up, and you're like, oh golly, where did that come from? Oh, you sleep at the wheel, man. These people, you ain't seen nothing coming. It's coming. Ain't nothing in this country, ain't none of the laws in this country are gonna favor black people. None of them. They're gonna all be against black people, black Americans, all the laws, unless we become a part of the political process and start electing people that look like us in high positions. I'm not talking about somebody else that don't look like us, go pick one of us and put us somewhere. That's different, because more than likely they just kind of cherry pick somebody. No, we got to control that. But see, in order to control the political power, you got to have wealth. And see, we don't have any wealth. So therefore, we can't control the political powers right now. We got no wealth. We can't control anything that happens in this country because we have no wealth. The people who control this country are people of wealth. I don't care what nobody tell you. The people that really move the needle in this country, any subject, any topic, it's people of wealth. That's how you move the needle in this country. And right now, black people ain't got no wealth. Black Americans don't. I won't say black people, but black Americans don't have no wealth. We got a nothing burger. But we can change it. But we got to stop being crabs in a bucket. Every time one of us try to do something and become elite, we want to bring them back down because we ain't elite. Nobody's stopping you from being elite. You can be elite if you want to. But most of us are too scared to be elite. We're too scared to be the best of the best. We don't know how to handle being the best of the best. We don't. Oh, nobody taught me that. Nobody taught me about finances either, guys. But I didn't let it stop me. I built my wealth anyways. Why is that an excuse? There's no damn excuse. Nobody taught me. My family didn't know anything about building wealth. But I changed that for me, just like you can change it for you. We don't need to make excuses. Just start taking the money that you earn and put it in assets that grow over time. And stop being so narrow-minded. Stop being so short-term. I get it all the time. Oh, I got $5,000 and I need to flip it. You're coming to the wrong guy. I'm not in the game of taking your little $5,000 and flipping it for you. That's not the game I'm in. I'm in the game of changing people's life financially, long-term, through financial freedom. That's the game I'm in. I'm not in any of these other little games that you see out here on social media. I'm not into those games. I'm into empowering people, especially people of color that look like me. I'm into empowering them to control their own time and control their own financial destiny. And you only get that through freedom. See, guys, we still are shackled. Even though our ancestors were physically shackled, we are still mentally shackled in this country. And people that don't look like us know that. They know it. Yeah, they might throw one or two of us in little positions, but we ain't making no real decision. All these guys you see in these seats on these television shows, these NFL Network, ESPN, Fox Sports, any of these people you see, you know why you see them? Because they know most of the people in the NFL are black, right? Most of the players. So they get these former players, they throw them in there. But 9 out of 10 times, they're just like the guy kind of giving the expert opinion on the play or, commentating on it. But they're never like guy who actually runs the whole network. You never see, typically, black folks in that position. I'm talking about like the real people y'all don't see on TV. They're the people that actually run the network. You don't typically see us run any of that. Now, we got a couple folks that are trying to change that. But the majority of us, we don't run nothing in this country. We might make a good wage working for somebody, but we typically don't run any of this stuff. That's a problem. That's a problem. Why wouldn't black people have more ownership in the NFL and the NBA when most of the players look like black people? They are black people. But yet still, we got no ownership. We got no ownership. We got no ownership, or very, 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 very tiny ownership percentage. That's a problem. That's a problem. I don't care what you name. Look at all your social media platforms. How many of them are owned by black people? How many were founded by black people? How many of them have black people as their majority shareholders? None. 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 We don't own nothing. Yeah, we work for these people, but we don't own nothing. Not of any substance here in the United States. And if we do own something of substance, it's very small percentage. I've already told you guys, out of the Fortune 500 companies, 500 of them, top big boy 500 companies in America, we got 5 CEOs out of 500 companies. That's a problem, especially when black folks are spending $1.8 trillion a year. That's a problem. Y'all don't think that's a problem? And then when you do get a Power 5 black head coach with a little pizzazz, a little flair, a little I'ma do it my way, we want to see him fail. We're against him. We think he's not cut out to be a Power 5 head coach, even though his record in year one is already better than their record they had in 2022. But yet and still, it's a failure. See, we set the standard for black men and black women higher than we set it for any other race. Now, if there was a different head coach at the University of Colorado, no one would even care what their record is. But since it's Deion Sanders, everybody cares, especially black folks. Why would you, as a black person, get on social media and tear down another black person that's trying to do good? It's one thing if you got old Snake out there and you caught him snaking and you tear him down. But why would you tear down someone that is dedicated the majority of their adult life to youth and young people and change and trying to allow black people to be themselves, gold chains and all? So that means you trying to tell me because I got gold chains on and I got shades on and I got a hat on at a press conference that I'm not qualified to lead men, especially men that look like me, who can identify with me. Come on, man. Y'all know that ain't right, but that's the trap. That's the trap. See, that's the way they want us to think and keep pulling each other back in that crab bucket. And we falling for this crap. Hook, line, and sinker. Well, I think we need to get a little bit more controversial on Deion now. I know you guys are buddies, but we gotta talk it up. We gotta give the people the other side. So I want you to add a little more color to it today. See, that's how they do you. When you're sitting in them little chairs and you ain't got no ownership, you don't control none of the dialogue. All you do is sit there and they pay you a little check. And all you do is sit there and just say what them people tell you to say. Just no ownership or nothing, though. Listen, guys, why can't we have our own ESPN? Why can't we have our own Fox Sports? Why can't we have our own whatever we want to have? Why we can't have our own NFL? 75% of the players in the NFL black anyways. You know why we can't have our own? Because the first thing those guys are gonna say is, hey, I ain't going over there dealing with them black folks, man. Y'all know they ain't gonna pay you. You know they gonna try to see? Your own people won't follow you. That's why we don't got nothing. And I don't blame them, because all we do is this crab in a bucket mentality. Why in the world would I leave? Yeah, I don't trust this joker, but this joker at least pay me on time. Why I'm gonna go over here to somebody that I'm not gonna trust, plus they're not gonna pay me? They ain't gonna do it. That's why we can't own nothing. So unless we build wealth, we ain't gonna change nothing on the political landscape. So laws gonna be created against us all over this country. I'm telling you, they're already doing it in Florida, where I live. Them folks up there in Tallahassee, changing all kind of stuff. They trying to wipe out slavery from every public school, everything. They don't want to mention it. They want to wipe it off the face of the earth. They want to wipe it out of American history, slavery. And yet still, guess what? They're gonna pass it. Because why? We sleep at the wheel. We don't care no more. All we care about is Gucci. All we care about is getting a Range Rover. All we care about is all this other stupid stuff. Right? That's all we care about. All we care about is I want to smoke a blunt. I want to go to a Lil Wayne concert. That's all we care about. We'll go on social media and defend them people like we birthed them. We'll defend them like we fathered them and birthed them. And don't know them at all. They don't know you at all, but you'll get on social media and actually deliver a blow to somebody, for somebody you don't even know and they don't even know you. But yet and still, though, your own children, your own family, your own friends, you won't vouch for and give them a dime or do nothing for them. But you'll vouch for all these people you don't even know. That's a shame. We should be ashamed of ourselves. And I know I'm gonna get some backlash for this, but I don't really care. Somebody gotta say it. Somebody gotta say it. But I know what my goal is in all of this. It's to help people. And I've been doing that for the last 4 years on this YouTube channel. And I've not taken advantage of anybody. And I've had plenty of opportunities to take advantage of people, guys. Plenty. And I've turned them down. Because for me, it's not about taking from my people. I'm not gonna do it. That doesn't mean I'm not gonna run an honest channel and make an honest living and get paid. I'm gonna get paid, but I'm not gonna put money before people, ever. I'm just not gonna do it. And I'm not gonna change my appearance because some person felt like, oh, that's what you need to do. If you're gonna talk about wealth, you need to fix your appearance. But yet and still, you probably broke as a broken door. This is what we do, though. That's what we do. See, this is what we do. And we wonder why people treat us like they treat us in this country. We wonder why we're at the bottom of the financial totem pole. We wonder why we can't pass down any wealth to our children. We wonder why when I walk down the street and I'm walking up to the grocery store, if it's a person that don't look like me, they get on the other side of the sidewalk. We wonder why. We wonder why. I can tell you why. Because until we start treating each other with dignity and respect and standing up for what's right, we're gonna always be doormats in this country. We're gonna always be at the bottom of the financial totem pole. That's sad, guys, but I'm telling you, that's where we're gonna stay if we don't start looking out for one another, if we don't start holding each other accountable. We gotta stop spending so much time being consumers, and we need to dedicate more time to being producers. That's a problem for us, black folk. We spend way too much time consuming. We spend way too much time trying to be entertained. Way too much time, right? How about we take some of that time and learn how to produce and build wealth? and take us from this 4% disparity, embarrassment in the financial wealth world of the United States, this embarrassing 4% that we have. How about we take us up to 10%, then 15%, then 20%, then 30%? That's when things will change for us. When we start building wealth that's distributed among blacks in the United States, that's when we're going to see a change happen. But until we band together and until we start hooking on to each other and marching forward, we ain't going to change nothing. Look at what happened in the 60s when black folks started banding together to change what? Disparities. Look what happened. Then we had other races coming in to join us to do something that's right. But see, that's a black culture from the past that we've lost that. We've lost the family unit as black people. We've lost it. We've lost the family unit. Men don't have any responsibility like they used to back in the day. See, back in the day, men were the head of the household in black families, and they were looked at as kings. Now, outside world may have treated them like a peasant, but inside that home, that black family, that nuclear black family, you had a king and a queen, and you had little princes and princesses. We got to get back to that. Right now, we got no king. Sometimes we got no queen. Without a king, without a queen, the nucleus of that family will never go back to where it used to be. But back in the 60s, we had that. The 50s, the 40s. But somewhere in the 80s, we lost it. Right? We lost it. Babies started having babies. Right? No father, nowhere to be found. See, I'm a 60s baby. But I was raised by a queen. The king was nowhere to be found. So contrary, I knew nothing about how a king was supposed to act. So I had to get out here in the real world as a young man and learn how to be a king, because I didn't have a king at home. And a lot of us don't have that now. We either don't have a king at home, and if the king is there, he ain't acting like a king. So the nucleus of the black family has been destroyed. But that's on purpose. You got to understand, guys, what has happened to the black family has been done on purpose. And we continue to allow it to happen. These people don't care anything about us, guys. They don't. They do not care anything about you. You should care about yourself, though. And we got to rebuild the black family. We got to rebuild the nucleus. And I'm not saying that it'll be perfect, but we got to do better than we're doing right now, because obviously what we're doing right now ain't working. We're going backwards. All the work that was done for us, we're starting to go backwards. Guys, we're at 4% of wealth in this country, which is nothing. It was zero. You might as well be at 0%. And I keep telling you, without wealth, we won't be able to change anything. We can't change anything. We can't do anything without wealth in this country. Matter of fact, you can't do anything without the wealth pretty much in the world, but especially in the United States. Without wealth, you're in trouble. You can't move the needle anywhere without wealth. So how do we rebuild the wealth? Well, number one, we got to start taking care of this money that we make. We got to stop making money and spending it making other folks wealthy. That's number one. We got to stop doing that. We got to prioritize what's important to us financially. Right? We got to stop making excuses. We make a lot of excuses, black folks. We make a lot of excuses. And we got to stop. We got to stop. We got to start uplifting one another instead of tearing one another down. We got to stop taking people like Coach Deion Sanders, who is trying to help our young black men become kings that are responsible. Forget the whole NFL thing. I don't care anything about that. What I care about is what he pours into them to help them be kings. That's what he's trying to do, guys. We should be helping him, not hindering him. We should not be black people out here saying crazy stuff about the guy. That's not helping, guys. He's one of our leaders. Whether we like it or not, he is one of our public leaders. Why would we tear down a public leader that way for no reason? It's one thing if you could point to something other than the gold chains, other than him saying what exactly is on his mind. Point to something else he's done not to deserve that leadership role, please. Please point to something that says you should not be in this leadership role of black men. Forget the sports thing. You should not be in a leader role molding young black men and women. Please tell me why he doesn't qualify for that as one of our leaders, as black people, as black Americans. I don't know, man. See, this is the stuff we do, though. This is the stuff we do to self-sabotage our own selves. These other races ain't got nothing to do with sabotaging us. They just give us the microphone. They just give us the platform to go ahead and sabotage each other. And we do the work for them. That's all. So we got to stop that. We got to start uplifting our leaders. We got to start uplifting one another. We got to start going back to being a family again, a community again. And we got to check these snakes and these con artists and these scammers who look like us but are stealing from our people. We got to check them, man. We got to expose them. We got to warn people about these folks. Guys, the state of black America is not good. That's my opinion. I'm proud to be a black American. I'm proud to be a black man. And I'm also proud to know I'm doing my part to try to help us change the narrative when it comes to wealth, equality in this country. I'm doing my part. And I'm gonna keep doing it. My way, though. I'm not gonna buckle to somebody saying, oh, you need to change this about yourself if you're gonna talk about wealth. No, I ain't changing nothing about me. I'm gonna stay exactly who I am, and if you don't like it, guess what? Stay broke. I'm okay with that, if you okay with it. But for those out there who are not okay with being broke, who are not okay with not having freedom, financial freedom, who are not okay with black Americans being at the bottom of the financial totem pole, for those people out there that are not okay with that, let's band together. Let's hook onto one another and try and get us where we need to go. Our ancestors are turning over. They're looking down on us, saying, what has happened? Do you mean to tell me I went through everything I went through in slavery for y'all to be out here acting the fool the way y'all acting? And we should be ashamed. We should be ashamed when our ancestors are looking down on us, everything that they went through, so that we could be present here today, free, not in physical shackles, but we still choose to be in mental shackles. Why? Because I want the bag. What the hell is the bag? This priorities all screwed up, man. Somewhere along the way, we lost our priorities. We mixed the priorities up. Somewhere after, like I said, after the 60s and the 70s, we lost something. We lost something, but we got to re-find it. It's sad, man. Sad. And I know a lot of y'all have been in here dropping comments. I haven't responded to any of them. I'm not going to respond to any in the video version of this either, because that's not why I'm here. I'm not here to debate, argue. I'm not here to do that. I'm here to give you my opinion and tell you what I see the state of Black America. It's bad, and it's getting worse. And I don't blame anybody but us. I don't blame any other race. I blame us. Because if we can spend $1.8 billion making somebody else wealthy, I'm sorry, that ain't 1.8 billion, that's 1.8 trillion. I apologize. I might have said 1.8 billion earlier in the video. I meant to say 1.8 trillion. We're spending 1.8 trillion to make somebody else wealthy. So no, that's on us. Because we could take that 1.8 trillion and put it into something that can multiply it through investments that increase over time and build wealth and quickly get ourselves out of this hole. We can do that if we really wanted to. But see, pride is one of your financial killers, right? You got pride, you got greed, and you got fear. See, pride is one that plagues the Black community. Pride and fear. But a lot of it is pride. And what's pride? Pride is wanting the outside world to look at you and say, wow, they got to be doing great. Wow, they got a great pair of shoes on. Wow. That's pride. And that plagues us in the Black community. It really does. That's one of the biggest things that keeps us at the bottom of the financial totem pole is pride. And then the second thing that keeps us at the bottom of the financial totem pole is fear, right? Just fear of, I've never done this before. Somebody said if I did this, I'm gonna lose all my money, so I'm not gonna do that. See, that's fear. Guys, if you don't put your money in something to multiply it, you don't build wealth. So you gotta get over your fear. You gotta get past fear. You gotta get past pride. And if we can get past those two financial killers, we got a shot to move up that financial totem pole and build more wealth. If we can build more wealth, then we can make the United States and the world a better place for Black people. But without wealth, we can't make it a better place, because the only way you move the needle is through wealth. You got to have wealth. So if we want to change things for Black Americans, not only in the United States, but in the world, but specifically in the United States, we have to build more wealth. We have to stop tearing down our leaders, no matter what space they're in. If they're good leaders, stop tearing them down. Because it's a nice little sound bite so you can get some clicks, so you can get some more views, so you can get a few more followers, so you can get somebody to give you a little check to keep gossiping and spreading bad stuff about our leader. That's normally how it works. People normally make these salacious comments and crazy articles because they're trying to get clicks. They're trying to get a bag. They're trying to get somebody to say, oh, do more of that and we'll pay you to do it. But guess what? It ain't doing nothing, but it's counterproductive. You might make a little bit of money, but look at all the people you're hurting. Look at all the Black people you're hurting. Look at all the Black people that could have been helped by that leader, but now they have turned a blind eye to that leader. They have closed their ears to that leader because of the stuff you spewed out there. That's why I'm telling y'all, people that don't look like us don't have to do much. All they do is just give us a little bit of boost, give us a little push, and we do it ourselves. We will tear each other down ourselves. And they know that. Why do we have to do anything? We ain't got to do nothing. We ain't got to show up in front of your house with no sheet and a cross burning. We don't got to do that no more. All we got to do is just give you social media, give you a little position somewhere, and let you do it yourself. They ain't got to show up in the Klan outfits no more. These people done got smart. right? They ain't got to do that no more. All they got to do is just put the wrong people in the positions and just let them go to work. And we fall right in line with them. We got to stop it, man. We got to stop this. No one's going to stop it for us but us. So please, make a decision today. I don't know how many people see this video, and honestly, I don't really care. One thing about me is I make my content for me. Whatever's on my heart, that's what I give out. If people like it, great. If they don't, maybe on the next one. So I don't concern myself with things I can't control. All I concern myself is things that I can control, that are controllable by me. See, I can control my own attitude. I can control my effort, right? I can control what comes out of my mouth. I can control what I hear and what I see. I can control the amount of money that I make and what I spend it on. I control those things. Anything that I can't control, I let go and I give it to God. And I let God take care of that battle. The battles he has entrusted for me to take care of, I got to take care of. Now, Richard, that's a battle you got to take care of. I'm going to take care of these other 300. These 3 right here, that's on you. That's your job. See, that's what he tells me. No, I'm going to take care of these 300. I'll take care of them. These 3 right here, you got to take care of. I'm going to put it in your hands. I'm giving you authority to speak on this. I'm giving you authority to take care of this. I'm giving you authority to take ownership of this. And that's what you guys got to do. It's another thing. We, as black folks, we've gotten accustomed to hiding behind God. Oh, no, God said no. God did no. God gave you free will. Right? God has given you free will to make decisions. Right? Now, no one says you don't go to God and get counsel. Or you go to your pastor and get counsel, whoever you want to go. But ultimately, you have free will. Ultimately, he has given you the responsibility to make decisions and choices in your life. Well, I'm going to see what God's going to say. God going to make that decision for you. You got to make it. That's why he gave you free will. If he wanted to control everything, he wouldn't have gave us free will. He would have just, boop, it's done. But he gave us free will for a reason. Use your free will, guys. Stop being manipulated by people. Stop listening to and being manipulated by people. Right? All right, guys, I'm out of here. I done said enough. I appreciate y'all stopping by. Appreciate you tapping in. As you can see, I'm very frustrated with where we are as black people. I'm very frustrated. But you know something? I'm going to control what I can control. I'm going to continue to make the content. I hope you guys continue to stick around. I hope you consider hitting the thumbs up for me, because it means a lot to me. It means a lot to my channel. So if you don't mind, before you tap out of here, hit that thumbs up for me. All right? Hit that thumbs up for me. Also, share this video if you don't mind. Maybe there's somebody out there that may need to hear this. I don't know. But I'm going to ask you to share it. I'm going to also ask you to think about what I said. Where are black people in this country right now? Our ancestors are looking down on us, and they're horrified. I'm telling you, our ancestors paid the ultimate price, their life, so that we could have life. And this is how we repay them. We got to stop this, guys. We got to stop this. We have to stop this. Thoughts become things. If you see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hands. You guys keep chasing your greatness. Never stop believing in yourself. And I'm going to catch you on the next video. Peace.